Hello and welcome. This is Ken Heaston on air in the evening news. It's great to be with you this evening. And we are going to cover a subject this evening that's kind of important when it comes to preserving the work that you've done on your website, or um, in this particular case, uh, the in the event that you would like to completely move your WordPress site on the internet. Now, why would you want to do this? Well, for one thing, you could uh, build a complete WordPress site on a domain that you really don't intend to use and then completely move it onto your main domain when it's finished and ready to go. Uh, but another more important reason that we talked about one other time on the evening news is the instance in which, for some reason or another, your hosting company goes down or kicks your site off or something bad happens and you need to get your site back up just as quickly as possible. Well, the first step in being able to do that is backing up your WordPress site. You need to have backups ready to go so that you can back up the most recent updates on your WordPress site. And then, secondly, if you want to completely move it to a different hosting company or a different domain, there's a good way to do that. So, we're going to cover that here tonight. So, stay tuned and we'll just get right to it. Okay, now let's go into first of all a way that we talked about to have our domains and our uh, actual blog site hosted in two different places and why we would want to do that. First of all, let's just talk about it just for a second. This is a demo site that we've been using in the past, Ugly Pie Cafe, and this URL at the top, uglypiecafe.net, that is the domain name. That is the address on the internet that people type in to find this blog. Now, what you see uh, when the blog comes up on the browser is what you've done on your actual blog. Okay, that's the work that you've done. So your domain name and your actual blog don't have to be in the same place. And tonight I want to talk about why I recommend they should not be. First of all, I personally host my domains uh, in one place. I really like Namecheap. I also host domains on One and One. Um, so anyway, this is a great place to just go in. You can search for a domain that you want. When you find the domain you like, you can just buy it and host it right here on Namecheap. And you set it up where it'll auto renew, so you don't have to worry about the yearly annual uh, renew up coming around and you forget it. Just set it to auto renew. Have your billing set up where your credit card is billed, and you can buy domains here and save them all in your Namecheap account. Now, when you have done that, what you do then is you point those domains toward a web host. And I personally use HostGator. So I have web hosting for my blog on HostGator, and I have domain hosting on Namecheap. Now, why would I do that? Well, let's say that I personally use a shared server at this point on HostGator, and let's say for some reason that server goes down. Maybe one of the other persons who hosts a domain or hosts a website on my shared server does something to crash the server. Well, that means that when someone types in my web address, they can't find my blog. It's gone. Okay. Uh, Also, it could happen that I do something that HostGator doesn't like, and they completely, void my hosting account. Same thing. If that happens, my blog is gone. If I have my domain hosted on the same place that I have my blog hosted, when my hosting account has a problem, uh, that means I lose control of my domain and my blog. Okay, if I host them in two different places, I now have more control. So let's say that something happens to my blog here on the server, it's down. If I've backed up the blog, then all I have to do is go load it up somewhere else. I can go buy new hosting from HostGator or any other hosting service, set up my hosting, and within hours I can load my blog back up on there, point my domain from Namecheap to the new hosting account, and I'm up and running before the day's out. So no real sweat. Well, there's a couple of things that we need to know in order to be able to do that. And the first thing is we always have to be sure that our blog is backed up. So I want to show you one here that was recommended in a training that I bought, Backup WordPress. So what you do is you go to your plugins, add new, and search Backup WordPress, all one word. Okay, and here it is, Backup WordPress. So let's install it. All right. And let's just set up Backup WordPress. I'm going to activate the plugin. All right. Now let's see. Let's see if we can find it here now. Let's go to the installed plugins. And here it is. Simple automated backups of your WordPress powered website. All right. Find me under Tools/Backups. So let's go to Tools/Backups. Okay. And this then is where you go to set up your automatic backups. So you can schedule them to happen automatically. Now, I haven't tested this particular plugin, but some others that I've used will send, well, this says right here, backup to Dropbox, Google Drive, Amazon, um, and uh, I don't see it, but I have one in particular that sends backups out automatically to an email address. But at any rate, you go in here and you schedule your backups so that they happen automatically. That's the main idea. That way, you don't have to worry about, you know, remembering to back up your WordPress site. It's going to happen automatically. All right, so that is the first step. Make sure you have a backup in place. And then secondly, every plugin that does backups for you will have instructions on how to take that backup file and reinstall it so that you can put your WordPress site back up just like it was before it went down. So that is a very important thing to accomplish. But now what I want to go over with you is what would happen if you wanted to take this site that you've built. It's going to, mine looks like this right here. And let's say I would like to put it on a completely different domain. I'd like it to look just exactly like what I've built here. I want it to have all the total functionality, everything set up just the way it is, but I want to move it to a completely different domain name. Okay, how do I do that? Well, I use a different plugin, and that plugin is called Duplicator right here. All right, now how does Duplicator work? Well, it's a backup, just like some of the other backups, but it has some unique qualities, and that is that you can take a backup file of Duplicator, and it gives you an interface to install it on a completely different domain. So uh, let's just go into Duplicator and let's just see how it might work. Right here it is, and let's go into packages. That's what Duplicator calls a backup. All right, it says no packages found. I haven't created one on this site yet, so we're going to create new. All right, and it's named the package already for me. Now I could rename this if I want to, but it shows that it's made on 2015 524. All right, and it's Ugly Pie Cafe. Um, and so now we simply go next, and Duplicator is going to go to work here creating this package. Okay, it says it's got some large files in it. That may be with this particular site. Now what it's going to do is going to build a package, and it's going to give me the opportunity to download this package. And I'm going to save this on a file on my computer. Now I can do this at any time that I want. I can make as many packages as I want. But what's going to happen here is it's going to give me two files. One file is the complete, um, uh, they call it the archive right here. This is the archive, okay? This is the site, all the details of the site, and my ability to upload it again just like it is now. The other file is called installer, and when I download installer, that gives me a interface to be able to install that blog on any other domain that I would like to. It takes me through the steps and it allows me to do that. This is really powerful. Some website builders use this in this way. They will build a complete WordPress site locally on their computer. All right, it's not even on the internet, it's just on their computer, and they will build a website up until they really like the way it looks, and then they will use an installer like this to install it on a domain on the internet. Okay, now why would you want to do that? Well, let's say you have a local company that you're building a website for, and you don't want it to go online until they approve everything about the site. So you build a site on your computer, you share the file with them, they get to look at it on their computer, they tell you what adjustments they want made, and you make them. And when everybody's happy, then you move the site live onto the internet. So that is another way to use this type of backup. It's very powerful, very handy, and I've used it a number of times myself. So that is a couple of ways to back up your WordPress site, and one way to move it anywhere you want, anytime you want. So I highly recommend that you definitely do back up your site. Keep a good solid backup up of it all the time, so that when you make changes, they're saved, and if your site were to ever go down, you could have it back up and running in hours without having to wait on um, trying to rely on your web hosting company to find it for you so you could reinstall it somewhere. So this is Ken Heaston on air in the evening news. It's been great to be with you this evening, and I hope this is very helpful to you. This obviously will be a replay after midnight tonight, and you can find it on the video blog where I store all my replays. There's a link for that in every day's email. So, you may want to go through and watch this again, and if you need to know how to install any of these plugins, it's easy to Google that up and find the details about it. But I highly recommend that you use some kind of a backup that plugin that saves a file daily for you back to your email, and then also install Duplicator so that you can save packages and be ready to reinstall your blog in another location anytime that you want. So this is Ken Heaston on air in the evening news, signing off for tonight. Have a good evening, and we'll be with you tomorrow.